Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Vampire Part 3, where I have made mistakes. I went exploring, and I killed people, got XP, picked up items, just was checking areas past. I still haven't fixed you, I know. I was trying to edit, and that didn't work out either, so yay. Anyway, so I explored all of up here, over here. Didn't go over here. Well, went a little bit over here, I think. But yeah, went up here, explored all the way up here, explored everywhere around here. Here, a little bit over here, I think. Oh yeah, a little bit over this way, and all of this. So I have killed every enemy down there. Enemies respawn though, so that doesn't really matter. But I have grabbed every item I could, in which case I have new mail. In which case we have one more weakness of vampires, holy symbols and orichalcum. If you ever face a vampire, never forget that they fear holy symbols as long as you have the faith. A cross, a Star of David, an olive branch even can prove useful to repel these creatures from the pit, but you will not harm them for good. If you really want to hurt them, only one solution exists. Forget about one station of bullets and find yourself the strongest weapon against vampires, orichalcum. Do you think it's a coincidence that orichalcum was common in Atlantis? According to legend and ancient writings, Atlantis was infested with vampires and the place is now known as Santorini Island. I'll personally pay 10,000 pounds to the man who can provide me some real orichalcum. Alright, so we found that. Oh yeah, I upgraded weapons because that's another thing that I was mainly doing it for. A lot of stuff here. I found a brisk blood sample off of a corpse. So that was nice. Let's see. I found a foundry key, in which case they just opened a room where I got a cover letter. Hello, Frank. How are you, my old friend? It was good to see you last week. Next time, let me get the rounds in. I hope everything is okay on your side of town. Here in your old neighborhood, the situation is getting worse. Clay is getting more violent every day and is only thinking about expansion. Even when it seems there are some new players around trying to dispute our territory, the Wet Boot Boys are in a bad spot, I'm afraid. So I thought about what you said last time we met, that you never regretted leaving the gang, that the only thing you regret is never being able to put foot in the East End again to avoid a good beating or worse. Well, rest assured that you'd have my protection if you decide to pass by, and maybe we could talk again about my about new opportunities and job offer. You know, I have always been good with numbers, so maybe if you need an accountant in your company, let's talk about that, shall we? Say hello to your wife for me. WBB for life, old chap. Booth Digby. Alright. Hadn't read that yet. We have another text in Braille. And we found something in the morgue when I went back to investigate that and kill some more enemies. Also, I rearranged my abilities a little bit. Office of Pembroke, yada yada yada. Either way, this is supposed to say that the corpse's injuries do not match what's stated. And I want to say that was... yeah, that was it. Alright. Along with that, upgraded weapons, rearranged weapons, new powers. And let's see. Oh yeah, this happened last time I did an upgrade, so that's nice. Have to freaking solve all that. But more than that, we got someone killed. So when I was investigating up here, there was someone that said help me. Now I didn't have headphones on, so I didn't hear it, and also it was just subtitles. I was like, you know, if I just leave the area fast enough, maybe it won't matter. And then I run all the way down here and get more XP and yada yada yada. I then go to sleep and they're dead when I wake up. So that's nice. Yeah, so that person is dead. Also, a lot of people down here I didn't talk to, but I see that they were out and about. I don't know how important this person was, but doesn't matter now. Anyway, we're going to, before we do anything else, we're going to solve most of these cases of sickness. So fatigue, 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 4 fatigues, 5 fatigues, 6 fatigues, 7 fatigues. Alright. Yep. Ooh. Oh, I was already on it. Alright, so let's see. First off, we'll analyze this and see what it gives us. Stamina serum. Okay. We need 4 fatigues. Yes, perfect. Alright, we need 7 of those. We'll make a few more for the cold. Alright, so with that, we are now going to cure our hospital since that happened friggin' randomly. Oh wait, there's no exit out that way. I'm kind of curious why everyone got hit with sickness so much. Oh, he's over there. Is he outside? He might be outside. Okay. Hello.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Doctor.
Question, do you need help?
medical help yourself, Nurse?
I'm afraid I've contracted some illness, Dr. Reed.
Okay, here you go.
Not under my watch, Nurse. Take this. You'll feel better.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Yes, it does give me XP. Cool, so there is reason for doing this. Hello.
I'm quite busy right now.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
Here you go.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery very often.
You know what, turd? Shut up.
Thank you for your time.
Alright. Open this door. Hey, bud, how are you doing? You're not the one that needs help.
Good evening, Doctor.
Hello.
How is my son doing?
Do I have anything? Ooh. I do have new stuff to say to you. I just haven't taken it into account.
Beatrice. It's not the flu or anything life-threatening. What has you so worried?
He was at death's door when he was brought here. I just want him to be better as soon as possible.
He's not out of the woods yet, you know. He might need to stay here longer than expected.
Take care of him then, Dr. Reed. People here only seem to focus on contagious patients. I worry my poor Mortimer will be neglected.
He won't be. He shall be a nice snack. Oh my goodness.
Mortimer is extremely vague as to his motivations for committing
I didn't realize
suicide.
there was so much
Tell
new
me more
dialogue.
about what you know.
As you say, Mortimer had no reason to die. All he said to me was that he wanted to make the world a better place, but couldn't.
Why did your son feel so useless when facing the world?
I think it was more that he could only see the melancholy facets of life. He couldn't help but dwell on such things.
What do you think he meant by making the world a better place?
Mortimer has always been a sensitive soul. He wouldn't talk to anyone for months after his father passed. It's like he carries everyone's sadness with him.
Whoa,
Your son
that's
wished
so much
to die,
dialogue.
Beatrice.
And all
Why
pretty
did
much
you
with the
hide
same
such
concepts.
crucial information?
Are you not aware suicide is a crime? Mortimer could be thrown in jail. I can't let that happen. I won't.
I understand you fear the legal consequences, Mrs. Goswick. But don't you realize your silence significantly affects your son's case?
All my son needs is help and comprehension, not judgment and punishment for what he may or may not have done.
I have read your son's suicide note. It was not an impulsive gesture, nor was it his first attempt.
He threatened to kill himself a few times before, but I never thought he would dare to punish me this much.
Punish you? Why?
I've known for a long time he was not happy with his life, but I always hoped he cared enough to avoid making me suffer like this.
Do you realize your son could try to kill himself again? He might succeed next time.
Dude, let's
I
just
think about it
grill
every
her for an
minute,
hour.
but I won't stop fighting for my son's future. That's how much I love him.
You're right. Your son's death was not fatal. And unlike many on their own, he is lucky to have you by his side.
I can't give up on him. I just can't. I have conceded many times in my life, but giving up on my son is something I am incapable of.
Yay.
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
Do you know you're the only one who's asked me this? No, I don't feel well, actually.
Despite what you think about this place, I can tell you with absolute certainty, taking this will help you recover.
Well, at least your reputation seems well deserved. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for this hospital.
God, I am so tempted just to like
Goodbye,
murder
Mr.
everybody but murder no one. I actually was going to go, like I was thinking about it when I was running around looking at random stuff. Or like just exploring. I was like, you know, I'm gonna go for the achievement of not killing anyone, because I'm pretty sure that's an achievement. And then someone died. And I'm pretty sure I'm barred from that achievement now. Hold on, let me look at it first. View all achievements. Oh yeah, apparently I can't find all the weapons either, because apparently he was a gun trader. Oh, it's supposed to be a hidden achievement. Well, in games like this where like it's choose your own adventure, you typically do have achievements like that, so it doesn't even matter if it was stated or not. Either way, we have her at 4,000, we have him at 1,000. 1,000. Man, we're doing pretty freaking good though around the hospital. We'll go talk to Martin, I guess. Maybe? Hold on. Nope, nope. Hello, Fiddick.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
How's your life in London? Nothing else is stated. How's your personal questions?
Is
I
there
don't have
anything
that
else
best hint.
that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
Really? Why has no one else asked me that since I got here? I thought I was in a hospital.
Unfortunately, you are not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Goodbye for now.
I will not let you
All right.
down, my boy.
I do appreciate the chance for so much XP, my goodness. Hello, Miles. But yeah, since someone's already died, I'm half tempted to say screw it and just start eating people. Nom 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 nom.
Good evening.
No spheres
Dr.
for you?
Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again. Do you need medical attention?
Well, the proximity of the dead is not the most healthy company, even if the quiet can be appreciated.
Don't take too many risks with your health, Mr. Chidana. None of us are immune to this disease.
And that is a good thing. Death and disease is a constant reminder of our mortality. But you have my thanks, Dr. Reed.
Please show me what.
Of course.
Do you think the owner of... Ow. Do you think the owner of the, my vampire compatriot and, the guy who took me in, do you think they'd be angry with me if I just started murdering people? I can't imagine they'd be happy about it. Thank you, Miles. Love that. Ooh. Oh wait, no, he's up front.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save life.
Do you need
Yeah,
any
I'm trying to save
medical
yours as
freedom?
well. Oh. Yo.
Our job brings...
That's easy for you.
Cool. Personal questions. Still need some
Goodbye,
hints.
Milton.
Okay. Apparently I have the capability of watering the plant, by the way, but I have no idea as to how.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Malding? That sounds familiar, but I can't remember for the life of me what exactly it is.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
I will be fine. As soon as I can...
Shut up and take the
Nurse,
message.
You won't be able to help people if you're sick.
Oh,
Take
that's
this,
funny.
And do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Goodbye, now.
Yeah, Swansea. Do you think Swansea would be angry at me if I started massacring all of his patients? Oh yeah, the guys at the front that I still need to talk to. Okay. Hello, good sir.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening.
Soldier,
Not re
as long as you
don't think you can do much about it.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Hippocratic Oath. Heal 10 citizens. My boy, when you infest my main, like, stay with a bunch of slight illnesses, I have no other choice. As my friend explained what it was, said, bro, what if someone just got so mad the modding started to turn to Reaper now? We probably have a lot of people being like, bro, make me mad. Do it. Do it.
Hello again, Mr. Blight. I'm happy to see me.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor. We were total strangers and you helped us anyway. Can't thank you enough, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Do you
he
need
has-
medical attention?
Afraid so.
There you go.
Throughout history, some disease.
You're working at the Pembroke Hospital, aren't you? That's a good enough reason for me and Oswald to go there.
Appreciate it, my boy. Alright.
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital. And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one, they turn me. Just want to run.
So when I
It's
hear
that
you
fear that
scream
stopped me
like a
from
little
going after
girl,
Oswald when he left.
I have a snack, is what you're telling me.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors.
Oh yeah,
Perhaps because you've been through
that
it,
one letter that I
you can
picked
talk
up,
him round.
the one of the corpse
What can
being
you tell me about the
mislabeled
war,
for its
Mr.
death
Blight?
causes
If you want to speak about it, of course.
in the morgue.
War was,
That's actually a new quest, so I'll be doing that.
well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere. Your mates lying bleeding in the mud. Just praying to make it through and get home. Bloody nightmare.
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we were in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever since.
I fought in France, too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
Good on you, man.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
They started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. Couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
Now
No, you
that is a
don't.
nightmarish
You have no idea what it is
scene.
to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and saved me.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight.
Hello.
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher. Do you feel any better now?
Yes, this neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to me it smells like the purest mountain air.
What a description.
Mr. Thatcher, do you have a job?
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean. I was a soldier too.
No. Nobody can truly understand what I've gone through.
Why were you locked in that sewer? What happened?
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in, despite my claustrophobia.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctor said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
Why did you run? What was the reason for your argument?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital, but I can't stand being closed in. Makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
And yet you barricaded yourself in instead of hauling out.
Why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
Fair enough. Personal questions.
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then if you're so interested in my case.
When I rescued you, you expressed joy at seeing the sky again. So I'm inclined to believe you were trapped or buried somehow. Maybe during a shelling.
Jeez, you're good, Doc. You're really good.
Go on, please. Tell me more about it.
Newton and I were trapped in a circulation tunnel after an artillery attack. We were buried alive for several days without ever knowing if we'd be found.
Hey.
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
It was more than dark. It was...
There are a few moments where you actually have to choose the right answer.
Days, and days like months. Oh, the terror. The shameful thoughts. Lord have mercy.
Shameful thoughts. Tell me about them.
At some point, I don't remember which day, but when I thought we'd never be rescued, that this would be our end, I thought about...
Say it, Mr. Thatcher. If you ever want to heal, you have to say it.
I thought about what I could do to survive. Just for a few more days. I thought about killing Newton.
Oh.
Killing and eating him. The man I fucking love.
What you endured was terrifying. It would have completely destroyed weaker men.
It did not destroy Newton.
Tell me about your true feelings for Newton.
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine life without him.
Why should you be ashamed?
I'm not, I said. But Newton sees it differently.
I admire your honesty. It takes courage to stand up to society. The world needs people like you to create change.
Courage is what we needed in the trenches, looking death in the face every day. I speak plain. I speak my mind.
Have you always been this straightforward?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer, my only regret was I wouldn't be able to hold or kiss Newton again. I love him, that's all.
Okay. Well, you stay right here and just wait for me to go tell him that you were about to eat him and whatnot. Where'd he go? There you are. Hey. Get back here. What up, brother?
Hello again, Mr. Blight.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. You doing your rounds as usual?
How do you feel about Oswald Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
What if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know, I never thought I'd love a man.
I won't say a word, Mr. Blight. Your secret is safe with me.
I fought for my country and I survived. I saw my comrades die. And now society tells me I'm a criminal for who I love. It makes me so angry.
You and Oswald were buried alive during the war. Tell me about it.
Yeah. It was last summer. A shell hit our trench and we were buried for a week.
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel. It was an outpost, see. Since then, Oswald's not keen on being inside for too long.
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time it happened to me. Surviving it again gave me strength. You believe that?
Not particularly.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight.
Alright, so he is right for the eating. What about you, Oswald? Have you gotten a new... I noticed... I think it was just a clue getting checked off, though. Hey, bud. Oh, hey, here we go.
Newton is conflicted about his feelings towards you. Would you like to talk about it, Oswald?
It makes me sad and angry. It feels like the beautiful thing we have is somehow tainted. It hurts to see him so lost.
His love for you is genuine. I'm certain he wasn't lying to me when he expressed his feelings for you.
Newton still has to accept it, knowing he'll be seen as a queer, a fairy, less than a man in those simple-minded bigots' eyes. Though he's more of a man than they'll ever be, so fuck them all.
Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure I can't mesmerize the other one, otherwise I would kill them both. Like, honestly, I'm trying to think of who I can kill, and it's just like... Everyone... These two I think would go fairly noticed, like if I killed them. Most of everyone else is either a direct... They're an employee of the hospital, or a patient. Clay really isn't. Like, he is, but he's not. So it's like, killing him I think would be fine, except I'd probably have to deal with blowback from whatever the wet boot thing, whatever is. And then you have these guys who aren't patients and who seem to not have gotten any direct like contact with anyone that's gonna like suss me out. So I'm very tempted. Okay, well, either way. Just for all that, we got a lot of XP, so, you know, joy. Dude, if I start munching on people, though, if I start doing it, you know how much XP we'd hit? It'd be quite a bit. Oh, it's so tempting. Oh, it's so very tempting. I need to figure out how to get water in for the plant. That's what I need to figure out. Do I even have the capacity to upgrade anything? Like, okay, so yeah, I got the Abyss, I got Blood Spear as opposed to Shadow Mist, just because I'm trying to keep things varied, yet I also want to, like, improve upon stunning enemies, which is why I got Spring, so I'm kind of aiming for this right here that does 30 stun damage. That way I can also just, like, pop it off pretty much back to back to back if possible. And then you have Coagulation, which has no cost, and if I can get it down here, it gives me blood gain. Blood Barrier is a 30-second timer, so I kind of didn't want to go for that. And then it can be downgraded to 20, and longer duration or damage. But I wanted to go Blood Spear, that way I could go for Abyss as my ultimate. I want to also keep varied damage, which is why I didn't go Claws. Although Rage does seem entertaining. Nope, I wanted to actually sleep. Whoopsies, hold on. I also might need to improve upon one of these, which I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't have enough. I could go for fast regeneration, but I could also improve my blood capacity. Even though my blood capacity doesn't seem to be too much of an issue, I think I'll improve my regeneration. Okay. Confirm. And we'll wake up the next day with a bunch of people who should be happy. Hey! My actions have infected the borough's economy? Cool. Yeah, I still need to solve their issues. And there's... Okay, so we'll pop over and do the side quests that we now have access to, and then continue on with the main story. Milton, my boy, hello.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still
Yep. Let's trade.
I'd like
wise.
That's a lot of damage. What do I have actually? Hold on. What weapon do I have? Hold on. 160. Ugh. I mean, I probably wouldn't even be
Good evening.
using it too terribly much, sadly. Go ahead and buy those parts, even though they're not actually useful to me right now either. Considering my guns are now blue, or the primary weapons I'm using are blue now. So I shouldn't have even done that. It's fine. We'll figure it out. Rakesh. Hello.
Good evening, Doc.
Let's trade.
Please show. Of course.
What did it do to the economy? I don't understand. Cool. Okay. We actually, before I go, I may craft some more medicine. Yeah, we're out of this. So we'll craft a few more of these. We'll craft a lot of these. Okay. So we're good on all that. Do we need to do anything here? I mean, technically I could, like, buff the shotgun. I could easily buff the shotgun, but I'm not gonna use it. I mean, I barely use the pistol, if at all. I'm mainly sticking to my main weapons and just running off of that. Yeah, we'll not worry about it for now. Alright. Oh, wait, hold on. First off, remove that. And where's the other one? Oh, no other one. Okay. We shall go to this. Track the calls of death. Oh. There we go. Yeah, I figured out I was accidentally placing markers. I'm kind of annoyed by the fact that that person died, because I was really going to go on a, like a nobody dies run, because I was just going to spend time farming. Hello, Miles. Oof. Interesting. I heard that, but I didn't see anything. Okay. Oh, right. Forgot about this. I need to start following blood trails more, I think. Hello. Here's my new ability. Nice. Actually, where is that warning me, I wonder? Oh, I guess I'm supposed to be investigating the corpse, maybe? Whoa, hello. Dude, it's so easy to miss this stuff, and I don't even know if it, like, those boxes get refilled. I doubt they do, but I'm pretty sure I've hit up places I've been to before. I'd gotten stuff, so maybe. By the way, oh yeah, I still need to test out my new ability. Yeah, enemies down there, but we'll kill off the ones up here first. Hi. Oh, wrong ability. That charge time seems to be trash. Come here. That's a shame. By the way, they give me plenty of good items too, so there's reason to farm in this game, like, easily. Interesting. Could have sworn I've already checked this. I haven't even unlocked everything in here. What?
It's locked, all right.
Crap has to, like, re-unlock, I'm telling you. Oh. Hey, yo, that's pretty cool. And it's on, like, a 99-second cooldown, so it's not terrible. Like, you can pretty much use it only in one interaction at a time, unless you just extend one out. I've also switched the hacksaw as opposed to the machete. Oh my god, that timing though. Nom, 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 nom. I hate, because I go for attacks like right when they do that kind of crap. It's so annoying. How am I? I'm pretty fine. I did a lot of exploring beforehand, like off stream, and I wound up getting someone killed because I didn't save them, and I just left the area hoping that they would be alright. So, yeah. It was this person. Yeah, so I don't know what that's gonna do to me. I know I can't get the achievement that says don't kill anybody, but... And just when I was thinking to myself, oh, I'm going to not kill anyone, I'm actually going to go out of my way to farm for XP instead of murdering people for easy XP. That way I could, like, get an achievement for it later, and then that happens. And now I'm very sad. But yeah, I pretty much just explored all of up here, over here, and down here. Like, around this area, and everything here. Found a few more notes. Found this. And I also have a new quest, which I'm now doing. Oh yeah. I got cover letter, foundry key, text, and another braille note, and the death reports that's putting me on this quest. Yeah! Also, everyone at the hospital got a headache or a cold, or suffered from fatigue, so that was fun to deal with. Do you mind? Come here. Story-wise, where are you at? We haven't made any progress since yesterday in terms of, like... We still haven't done anything with finding the blackmailer. We trailed... one chick. We're pretty much just cleaning up side stories for a side quest. Ah, here we go. Yeah.
Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps? The chest was originally open to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened. Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman.
Okay.
A puncture over the left lung. Possibly a chest
I like hearing
tube infection.
screaming in the background.
Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful. Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then, he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
Yay! We finally have new stuff to talk about. Yeah, I'm kind of now tempted that someone died, and I didn't mean for them to. I'm now tempted just to start murdering people. Hello. Dude. Perfect timing on some of these animations, my boy. Just like the most perfect timing. Oh yeah, I've also upgraded items since last because, you know, exploring around. Also, enemies only give you 5 XP. Which is really weird. Like, no matter what level they are, they all give you the same amount of XP. Unless I assume they're like a little, like, mini-boss or something. In which case they give you a bit more, I believe. Hello. We've also switched to Blood Spear instead of the Shadow Mist. And we've also taken off, the blood barrier in favor of using the lunge. You want me to tell you about the misleading option when you get there? That choice does a lot more than it seems. If you're here when it happens and like I suss it out, like let me suss it out first. How about that? And then you can tell me. Like, is it something I'm going to run into during this? Wait, where? There he is.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Not with you. Appreciate it.
Kokorin, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed the body.
It's still laying in the morgue. Appreciate the follow, Jeffrey. Okay, is that all we're going to talk about with him? Okay, what are the other clues, though? Like, what? Huh? Where's the other one? Oh wait, she should be up front. Most characters don't leave a certain area, so she should still be around here, right? There she is. Hi.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening,
It's a
Doctor.
nice shot of his back.
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reed. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippett's in our situation?
Well, he doesn't seem that brilliant, do you?
I can't say I approve.
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying it.
But as a field surgeon, I know that some situations require you to bend the rules.
I'm not proud of what I've done, but to contain the epidemic must be our priority, so we can't afford to lose Dr. Tippett's.
The combat's a little finicky here and there, but overall I find it to be fairly enjoyable.
I've decided that I won't reveal Dr. Tippett's, shall we say, misdemeanor.
I'm so glad you share my point of view. Dr. Tippett's is a brilliant practitioner. We most definitely need his know-how.
And I'm very interested in the world
This is
so
a huge
far.
risk we're taking.
Dr. Tippett's
I like
must
this game
regain his
visually. The
confidence.
story has me intrigued,
Please,
mainly
keep
because I
this
like
decision
vampires and
between
whatnot.
you and me.
And the combat,
need to know
the
the
gameplay in general does have me interested as well. What? Man.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
That sucks. That's screwed up. What was the alternative? Actually report him or go to him and say it? I believe that's every storyline here, so we're now going to continue on with the main story. That's a shame. Although I didn't feel like devouring them anyways. I'm pretty sure if like I'm gonna eat anyone, I'm gonna eat people with smaller amounts of XP just because they seem to have less sway over the community. Oh, said mission succeeded. Why did you think you failed? No, I succeeded the mission, the investigation. What I failed in was the hint for Tippett's. That's what I'm sad about. Ooh, hello. Bye. He's not dead? Brother. You're about to be dead, though. Yeah, it's very sad. I've had that happen a lot. It's always annoying. Why are the big guys the only ones who have, like, a combat speed that can actually counter my actions? Like, they're the only ones that have an attack speed that's faster than everyone else. I don't understand. Because everyone else I can pretty much, like, combo wombo, but... like, they're the only ones that I can't. Who's the crying child around here? Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, did I find that? No. Okay, yeah. There was a building I investigated before, and I saw a locked door with a lot of blood around it. I haven't interacted with it because it's a locked door, and that storyline hasn't continued. But for some reason, like that's it has me so messed up. Why he's so fast? I don't get it. Ooh. Oh, hello. Wow. Joke's on you, little man. Hi. Okay. Can't lunge very good. Tag. 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 Matrix that. Dude, like, again, the combat overall is enjoyable. There's just moments that have me questioning. Mainly, like, I want to say, like, the one that has me the most, like, screwed up in the head is by far when, like, the skag things lunge at you, but, like, you go for an attack, but theirs seemingly always overwrites yours. Like, even if you're supposed to, like, tag them and interrupt them, there seems to be no level of interruption. Like, that's the only one that has me messed up. Okay. A little confused as to where to go here. Oh wait, no, this is the this is one thing that I've already done. Yeah. Like when, well, they can all do it, I'm pretty sure. It's just like when they choose to use that attack. But yeah, when they like lunge at you, jump at you, and then they do like the little animation of biting you. That seems to be an attack that supersedes pretty much everything else besides just plain dodging. Oh, hold on. XP. Hello. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. I can't help but want to say it because it's so much fun. Pop, pop. And then there was one. Joke's on you, idiot. I do like the dodge mechanic though, overall. It kind of reminds me of DMC Devil May Cry, where you had the double roll and like the second roll was a like teleport. I like when like you implement that, especially earlier when I was like, why do we not have like him dodging using the shadow travel thing that he has, like that's clearly shown, and then they do it, and I'm like, oh, never mind. Oh yeah, this Blood Spear also has a can we not, please? The Blood Spear also has a 2 seconds cooldown as opposed to a... Ow, I didn't realize you had a shield on you, my boy. Ow. Can you please screw off? Oh, Roger the Wall. Nom. Oh. No. They also fire quicker than everyone else too. Like these guys actually like take the time to aim at you like everyone else, or no, these guys don't. Everyone else does. It's odd for me. Although it's a shotgun, so you know it makes a little bit more sense as to a crossbow and a pistol. Did I get this far? I forget if I explored out this way. I know I explored somewhat this way. Whee.
It's locked.
That's a shame. And it's locked as well. And this, can we go in here? We cannot. Alright. Dude, you kill a lot of enemies in this game.
This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Am I missing out on not using the gun, by the way, more? Just keep drinking until you collapse or elect. What? Shillings. What was the point of this? What? Trash.
you all! Fuck it all! Stop it now, Albert.
Oh. Ooh. Interesting. Ignore me just leaving a bleeding man to die as I explore a little bit. Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and talk to these guys, I guess. Hi.
Are you alright?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
Okay. The man you were looking for is dead. Okay.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything. It ain't me.
All right. Perhaps the poor drunk just confused you with someone else.
Shut off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Personal questions require hints.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
I found the recruiter you were expecting. He's dead, but he carried a note. The Wet Boot Boys have accepted your application.
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough. I'll be free soon.
This note was found on a dead man, Albert. If that doesn't change your mind, then you must be ready to face the risks.
You're all fancy words, none of which concern me. Go worry about someone else. I'm fine and I've a future here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't even realize that was a side quest. Okay.
Goodbye, young man.
How much? Oh yeah, you're not. You're not much. But while I'm here, let's go ahead and make you a little bit tastier of a snack.
There
Here you go.
Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Goodbye.
I have a feeling I can eat you. I have a feeling I can eat most of the people that are only 1,000 blood or less,
What?
honestly.
Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
I feel like this game's really based off of, like, XP bonuses. It's like, the higher the reward, the more there is kind of scenario. So, I might just start eating people that are 1,000 or less.
Nothing to say, really.
They might be tasty.
This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
You don't have anywhere to go. No family that would welcome you.
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. Now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Oh, hey, that was your son?
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar. A coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
It's a pity that doctors still practice such barbaric methods. It's a dishonor to our profession.
Now only the pills stop me thinking about this shit. To not hear the explosions. I'm even scared of the dark these days.
Hey, cool. We succeeded.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
Migraine. Do we have... Do we have solution for a migraine? No. Alright. The temptation, especially considering that one hasn't actually gotten connected to anyone yet. Hello.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Wait, let's trade.
I'd like to see what kind of...
Ah, hello. This item can be recycled. It's trash. No, we need those.
Good evening.
Life in London.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
That's a little rich. Don't you agree?
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
Alright, thank you for yelling that in my face. Oh, hey, this one.
Good evening, sir. Do you remember me?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say, a live tenant's a paying tenant.
Life in London. Oh.
Since
Oh
I
yeah,
took
because we
an
didn't
oath,
actually get to question him.
infecting you is probably the last thing on these people's minds. Take this, in any case.
What? You give me this for free? Don't have a clue about this place, do you?
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here, especially considering the current situation.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
That's an unusual way of seeing things in these trying times.
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
Alright.
What is your business, exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune to a pretty face.
I don't approve of your actions, but I know very little about this borough, other than its reputation. There are always necessary evils.
A necessary evil. That's one way to think about it. Knew you had more smarts than all these immigrants.
I really just want to say what's on the best of everyone's mind.
What help could I possibly be to your business?
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine zone.
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family. Don't want to get your hands dirty. That's fine. I'll be happy to act as your middleman.
I've no interest in money. Perhaps one night I will visit you and take what I require. If that should happen, there will be no need for a middleman.
So it's a no then. That's too bad. The Reed tonic could have really helped people, you know, save lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swambra shit.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increasing violence in London?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
I still feel like we're in a world where vampires are a little bit too common.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. It made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you. I want to know everything about the recent violence, Cadogan. And I want the truth.
Well, rent may be a bit high, and yeah, I've had to evict a few people. But that's business, isn't it?
I don't believe even you deserve such a cruel fate, though you have tested my patience beyond its limit.
Glad to hear. Nice to know there's another civilized individual in these parts. Not like those bloody savages.
You're gonna die.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane. She's a nurse. What can you tell me about her?
Dorothy Crane, bless her soul. I really should thank her someday.
Tell me truthfully, why are you so thankful?
By keeping my tenants alive, she's making me a rich man. Every month they live, it's more coin in my pocket.
Has she treated you?
No. When I need a checkup, I'd go to a bloody doctor, not some back alley clinic full of sick foreigners.
Okay.
Goodbye, Miss.
So we should be good on you. Oh wait, you're recovering already. Hey, come here.
Mr. Bates.
Evening.
So I'm gonna make the executive call. You seem like a rather unimportant little man.
I that evil to deserve such punishment? My only regret is that no one will mourn me, for I have never been loved.
This district will soon suffer the consequences of your actions. Let me guess, housing issue. Now the question is, I assume every killing will have a consequence. The question is, how drastic will that consequence be?
When science fails you, this elixir...
Ooh, hello. Yoink. 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 All of your stuff is now mine. All of your stuff is now mine. I was right. All of their stuff really is mine. Oh, hello. Oop. Shillings. Let's clear out our home, shall we? Oop, hello. Blood as addiction. Vampires drink blood. This may be their most specific trait, the sinister peculiarity of their condition, if I may so, but for me, this is not the most important characteristic of their diet. What has always fascinated me since I started to study them is the imperative need for blood they seem to endure. They want it more than anything, and this desire can drive them to expose themselves, and when they drink it, they seem to feel some sort of trance. An ecstatic epiphany, said to me once Volkod. I interviewed in Moscow. I'm convinced that this is an essential element to understand the nature and condition of the vampires. They don't drink blood because it sustains them, but that offers them ecstasy. Vampires are addicted to blood, all of them, it's part of their nature, and those among the immortals who refuse to admit to their appetite by the strength of their will only are never freed from this addiction. Okay, interesting that it's not used as a strengthening method. Normally, blood is the sustenance. Find that to be rather fascinating. Oops, didn't really want to leave. You know, let me actually take a real quick gander. Okay, yeah, he really didn't supply much to anyone, did he? I guess that's what I need to do. I need to kill off people who are off on their lonesome. If I'm going to do it. Can't even upgrade this, can I? No, 2,000. Jeez. The cost really doesn't matter that much to me. I should probably upgrade this in all honesty. Yeah, and then we'll upgrade this as well. Good. Okay. It lowered it by 2 percentage points. Are you joking? I am good. How many of those are there? There's another one up here. Quite a few here where no one's too interconnected. Yeah, I'll probably kill Clay. And honestly, maybe Rakesh. Like, honestly. Yeah, it shows people who are personally connected. And I'll probably kill off these two once I have the opportunity. I just have to wait until I can, is the issue. That's sad. Okay. Ooh. No? Okay. Ooh, there's a lot of people around here.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Thank you for letting me into your house. Now let me rummage around real quick. Yoink.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Yoink. All of your stuff is now mine. All of your stuff is now mine.
It's locked, all right.
Darn it. Most of your stuff is now mine. Ooh. Dear Mr. Peterson, it's my duty to inform you of our refusal to accept your application for a job at the dockyard. I must thank you for the time spent at our office explaining the difficulty of your situation with your boy and the loss of your beloved wife. But it is also my duty to point out the policy of our company, which especially reproves the employment of former criminals or convicts. Your unfortunate connection with the ill-famed Web Boys have been duly noted. These are hard times, sir, and Finch and Harper intend to reward first the candidates who pass the smaller inquiry we like to conduct about our future employees. You have my deepest sympathy, and may God be with you and your family. Sincerely, R.N.D. Harper. Well, that's sad. Professional vampire hunters. Interesting. If you ever suspect someone to be a vampire, don't try to kill it yourself. You have no chance. Instead, contact me or try to inform a professional vampire killer. These men and women are rare, but they know what to do against these evil creatures. It even seems that some of them are working together under the name the Guard of Perwin, a paramilitary organization dedicated to the eradication of the vampires in London. They are your friends. You are not alone. Solutions exist. Be smart. Spread the word. Okay. Anyway. Hold on, my dear boy. I'm coming back down. I'll talk to him and then I'll move on to the main story.
May I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
This place is awful, I agree. But does that not mean your situation can only improve?
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't
That is
even
not what I said.
consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
And the undead.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
See? Listen to the doctor.
Would it ease tensions
Or
with
nurse.
your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities. But I'm not sure it would be enough.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find my place.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain?
So,
I'm not bothered.
do you need...
Yes, I do.
You'll feel better with this.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
Oh, boo-hoo. Got another one. Let's see. Don't we look dapper? Didn't realize how dapper we looked. Dude, what a colorful cast of some being exuberant
Leave me alone.
and others
Good
being
evening,
just
sir. I'm Dr. Reed.
life
I'm looking for
source.
Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here.
I mean, the least you could have done was actually
I'm
get some
afraid
voice
this
actors to put some
medical
emotion
report
into it.
says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Okay.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
I hate not being able to teleport in public. It's very sad.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid. Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Have you heard of a nurse?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
How is business?
How is business?
Business? I had no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's
I
no
wonder
secret
who.
Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants.
Oh,
But
that's
with
not what I was thinking.
He's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
What you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Cool.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Right then. Show me what you have.
Ooh. I do believe I shall purchase some of these. Do I wish to sell off the old ones that I have? Considering I'm not using them for much right now. We have enough money. We should be good for money right now. Oh wait.
Fancy bar.
You never... Right then.
I think we'll break them down. Because again, we're pretty good on money. I just want to get rid of those rings and whatnot.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off.
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
You survive at any cost, even at the expense of others. Perhaps that's just the law of nature.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Okay.
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now. People won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak, and there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
I thought about killing him, but I don't think I will.
And joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Well,
Goodbye,
nice meeting you.
Mr. Peterson.
Actually, I like you. Hey, hold on, Chief. Hold on. I got you. Hold
You
on.
again?
Yeah, shut up.
Keep your med.
Here you go.
There is a thin line between pride and stupidity, sir. Please take this medication. You'll feel better.
All right. I'll take it then. It's not like I don't appreciate the gesture.
I got you, my boy. I got you.
Goodbye, Mr.
Don't worry. You're a kind man. Sort of. So you I can murder. I need to learn how to improve my ability to just take people away. I'm not searching for people here. Clayton Darby and Richard Nethercott.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan
I feel like the
Reed,
voice acting in this
and I
game is
just have
like
a few questions.
half and half to being alright to being just what?
You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
I'm getting flashbacks to a certain tabletop simulator game we played a while back.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers
I
about
am
the
Armageddon boy.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My
boy, please use the words we
you think
understand.
salvation is a free gift. Go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of cause.
Quite a judgmental opinion.
But you...
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition.
So can I just run through all my options here?
What do you...
All
quite a...
you...
Well, I suppose... What do you... I have heard enough. Goodbye.
No. Not what I was expecting.
Good evening, Miss...
It's Father Whitaker, my son. So, are you still lost in your rational delusions?
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
I have heard enough for
Okay. Ooh, you will give me plenty. I don't know, some people I feel like I can kill freely half the time.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
I served in France. Our top priority must be to put an end to this butchery. This war must stop now.
Sir, streets are a battlefield too. An invisible and untold war is going on, and it must be stopped.
I really feel like dialogue sometimes doesn't correlate.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
No.
I must confess, some of my rational views have been shaken by recent events.
I'll remember to stay away from the district's roughest streets then.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
Just, you know, reasons. Yeah, sure.
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her
Yes, butter him up.
a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Intriguing. Good sir.
Good evening, Doctor.
May I offer
Do you need a...
That would be nice.
If
Some
you
medicine.
persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
Everyone has a freaking sickness around here, my goodness.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Alright. So with that, Oh my goodness. So much to look at. So many things that need doing. Bronchitis. Wait, where is this person? Darius. Oh, him. Oh yeah, we can help him. Barrett Lewis. Harry Pearson. Okay, so yeah, I should be able to kill the priest without much issue. I'm 99% sure what the idea here is, like, you shouldn't kill people that are like interconnected like this. Otherwise you may encounter issues, is what I'm assuming. Like, if I kill the father, the son's obviously gonna notice, and if I kill the son, the father's obviously gonna notice something's up. So although I'm sure the priest is more interconnected with the world of vampire hunters than I care to deal with. Although, honestly, you know what? The more enemies, the merrier, honestly. You know what? Give me more XP. Do it, you won't. Yeah, we'll likely kill him when we can. It's just I need to learn how to improve upon my ability to yank people away. If you are sick and have no money, whoever you are, wherever you're from, come see Dorothea. You get help, no tricks, no charges, no questions asked, just find her. Okay. Small flower bouquet with a voucher for a free medical checkup hidden between the flowers. Nice. Yeah, okay.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking.
She's deaf.
A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever.
Okay.
Very well.
Cool. Does she? Yeah, she's directly involved. Okay. It's just very odd. Alright, so we have talked to a lot of the people freaking here. Darius Petrescu's letter. My dearest, most beloved children, I am so sorry you have not heard from me for a few months. The situation in London has been difficult. I know it may sound selfish and silly when you, my children, are still living in a country consumed by war, but there is also a war going on here in England. A war against poverty and against injustice. There is a war I intend to fight despite my advanced years. This is why I'm writing you today. I won't be coming back to Romania. That probably means I won't see you again before I die. Don't be sad, my darlings. You are grown up now and you have children of your own. You know the sacrifice we sometimes accept to make the world a better place. This is one I must make now to feel useful for one more time. I wish you a long and happy life. Kiss my grandchildren for me and remember your father loves you all the way to this old, cold, damp country. I'm as ever yours, or your loving father.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
Cool. We still need to find Schmuckaroo. Oh, hi. No.
It's locked.
there a way to circle around?
Against malevolence and trickery.
Here we go. Okay. The fact that that has no cost is a little insane to me. Really? Only one of you dropped something? That's sad. Where is the rest of my stuff? I know I have more stuff. Where's my stuff? Everything that is available to grab is mine. That is how this world works. Okay.
Morbidity can breathe its own beauty and grace.
Just let me look around here for a second. We'll go ahead and unlock this. Cool. Hello, creepy boy.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Okay.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
You're an oddball, aren't you?
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
I already want to kill you.
Life could be in danger in this part of town.
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
If some misfortune
chipper about that.
Who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
Fair answer.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much, and that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives, how she survives, whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
As a vampire now, I think I would like to go back to reality.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles, and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Did you know the Mute Florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious Camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Okay, well, he's happy about everything. At least we found the one person who is.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
I feel like you're lying to me.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'll leave you alone, sir. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. Good evening, Mr.
And good
Do you need... I understand. I'll leave...
Okay. So much talking in this game. Killed him, so I don't have to deal with him anymore. That's nice. So we have 3 more people to really worry about. Alright, let's continue on with the main story, however.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Well then, I may be keeping you alive.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Do you need any...
Forgive me.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly, but it is not your concern, Doctor.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Goodbye.
Okay, who else? Might as well finish it off before we're doing this. You. Alright. Who are the last ones? Since I'm already this close to having everyone finish up with, might as well kill them all off. I mean, finish discussing things with them. Ugh. Oops, not what I wanted. Hint locked. Cool. Good lord, I'm gonna have to run back through this entire place. There are too many freaking people in this game. There are too freaking many. My goodness. Dear lord, where the... Oh, hey. Oh, his body's gone. Cool. Yay! No one suspects me of anything. Okay, hold on. Before we continue, though, let me see details. Okay, we know everything about him in that case. So, do we know everything about her? We do not. Which we'll probably get based off of him, but I think it's also a good idea to go ahead and finish up with everyone else. That way we can say we've done it. Yep. Rats. Actually rats. Bruh, this place is way too freaking large. Hi. Give me that. Yeah, I can't really get on to one dude about, like, uh, get on to one dude about stealing from the dead because I may have taken ownership as well. Dear God, where is every freaking one? Very. Like, legit, where the is everyone? Have I not, like, ran all over this place? Oh my god, whatever, we'll continue with the main story. Because, Jesus, is it impossible to find everyone that you need to. You just randomly stumble upon the people that... At least the hospital was like a contained area. This is just a freaking side of town. Alright, good sir.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please. You again? Go away.
How do I get that?
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Cool. Now let me just rifle through all your stuff real quick. Yoink. Take your money. Oh, hello. Yoink. Take your pills. Yoink. Go, take a gin. The antique figure of the Vicolakas. Of my many journeys, I believe I was most amazed by my exploration of the Mediterranean islands, and particularly the island of Santorini, searching for traces of vampire presence in the sunburnt lands. Herodotus himself refers to the island in his fourth book, and I'm personally convinced that there are many mysteries to be unveiled in this part of the world. Who knows that even today, the island of Santorini is still considered by some as the most vampire-infested place in the world, way more than the Carpathians? And the inhabitants are considered as specialists of the vampire hunt or the hunt of Viracalax, as they call this creature according to local myths. The V is a dead person who does not decay and who can show a vermilion complexion as long as he is gorged with fresh blood. He cannot enter a house without knocking and getting a response. Garlic makes him flee. He does not consume under the sun, but his skin blackens. He can change into a wolf and other animals. What struck me the most is the same exact name exists with small variations from Mediterranean Sea to the Balkans. Greeks call him the V, the Bulgarians, the Macedonians name him Vokalak, and the Serbians call him Vukadaklak. Yes, Vukadaklak, a name so similar to the Volkud we already know, my dear brothers. Just to write a few words now gives me shivers. I'm personally convinced that we are here confronted to some proto-vampire. Maybe they are a missing link between the modern vampires and the creatures that came before them. If God allows me enough time, I wish one day to go back to the Santorini Islands and find a trail of this antique and forgotten figure. Okay.
It's locked.
I don't get to steal all of your stuff. How sad. Drink. I like doing this in front of him, by the way. Just to show him who's the vamp of the house.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane.
Like myself and many people in this area, Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever, too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Alright, let's see.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife.
Oh wait. Why is that option still available though?
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
Yeah, alright.
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor? It must be my lucky day.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Look at that, all the way back. Alright, cool. Go ahead and unlock this way. Have a little look-see around. Unlock this way. Look around real quick. Nope, no one. Great. Actually, what's this way? Can I go in this way? I cannot. That way is blocked. I forget by what. Anyway. Miss Crane. Hello. Oh, right. These two idiots. Okay. Oh, yoink. I know you're trying to help people, but yoinkage. Where's me some more yoinkage? Come on, baby, come on. Shillings. Ooh, free. Yay. Yoinkage. Yoinkage. So much yoinkage. Someone's turning into a vampire, I believe. Hello. Hello, Nurse Crane, my dear Dorothea. When you read this letter, I will be on the boat that will take Anton and me back to Brazov, England. It was not for us, and I confess I cannot wait to see you again in the proud hills of Transylvania. As soon as we are here or there, I promise I'll light a candle in the Black Church and pray for you to survive this terrible epidemic. I know that you do not agree with this decision, that you are determined to be more useful by helping our comrades exiled in the East End, but Anton cannot wait to return to our beloved country and see our long-awaited revolution bloom. He is my husband, I will stay by his side. I know we had our arguments in our fight. I know you would have wanted me to stand by your side and help you manage the clinic of our ears, but now that I'm leaving England, be assured that if anything would happen to you, if you were ever in great trouble or danger, I would come back immediately to London, with or without Anton. Please think of me as much as I think of you. I am your affectionate sister, Theodora. Alright. Shout out to people fleeing from Romania and Transylvania, which I have not pointed out, even though it has been repeated on nauseum.
I need help! He's going into convulsions, Doctor!
Why do you need help? You're T-posing in dominance, aren't you?
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily, high fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain.
Oh my
diagnosed with
God.
influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor.
I like how we have these eyes as we're talking to her. Oh.
He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
We can control it, can't we?
I can't see.
She knows.
I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
That was
We're
quick.
losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along?
What? Brother.
We've lost the pulse.
He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log?
I
Is this
will
how the
cut
war
your
went,
head off.
piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
I've killed
This was
one
not an
person.
influenza
Well,
induced seizure.
one major
I've
person.
never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No, there was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
Friggin' cardiac massage, yeah. You get the fucking idea. Just freaking beat his heart in for all I care. Freaking pain in the butt, woman.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners.
Yeah, 'cause they suck. Doctor, we can't do this without
I suspect
a
it was
clean
more than
area.
intuition alone
What do you
that
want me to
led
do
to
about
us.
it?
So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
By shutting up every once in a freaking while.
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
I want to kill you so bad.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
A lot of good you're doing with that, by the way, you useless turd. What are you doing besides stealing medication from the hospital to provide it to your community? Bravo for the sentiment, but at the same time, you yourself have no capabilities outside of theft of a position.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications.
Really now?
But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
She made no sympathetic argument. She made none. Oh, I'm so tempted. Oh, I'm so very tempted. Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts. She'd probably have a lot to give. No, you resign though. Let's see what you can do without your let's see what you can do without stealing the materials.
Your place is here.
Let's see how good you are on your
Jailing
own.
you
Since you think you're so much better.
crime. So, here is my proposition. I'll look the other way on your little enterprise. In exchange, you will resign from the Pembroke Hospital and provide me with medical supplies when the need arises.
She's been stealing
Reed,
from the
that sounds
hospital.
like a business proposition. My accomplice, then.
No, just a privileged client.
Why do we still have the
may
eyes, by the way?
require the occasional rare piece of equipment
what do you-
or ingredient. I'll pay good coin in exchange, fair and honest, to help finance your noble endeavors.
We have ourselves a deal.
Some of the
Doctor.
writing in this game is fine. Some of it's like trash.
customers
Again, I
are
don't feel
always
like she's a
welcome.
very sympathetic
Yes,
character.
Nurse Crane.
Like, based off of the victim, or like the people that she helps in the community, sure. But her herself? Interview with the vampire. Mesmerize level increased. The district will soon suffer from the consequences of your actions. Okay. Dude, I wanted to... Brother. Also, if I'm not mistaken, she, like... like...
This one stinks already.
Also, we killed a lot of people, so... Killing really shouldn't, like, be our... Or not killing really shouldn't be our, like, moral stopgap. That being said, though, I'm pretty sure if I read everything right, she had like no capabilities of getting medical supplies on her own. So why are we wanting that in return for sparing her? Right? Or am I mistaken in that matter? I'm not gonna lie, I'm mainly annoyed that I couldn't save the person. But at the same time, friggin' cardiac massage. Are you making this up as you go? I'm sorry for not knowing the actual medical term. I don't care if he's a doctor. You get the frickin' idea. Friggin' moron. My god. Alright, what do I do? I guess, yeah, I just, yeah, that's what I need to do. I need to kill people who aren't in social circles. So our mesmerize level is level 2. Yay. Swear to God, man. I swear to God. Just should have killed her. I should have killed her right then and freaking there. But now we have someone that knows about vampires. But again, the vampire knowledge, like, is very weird in this world. Like, don't get me wrong, the story of this game is very interesting. I prefer the gameplay in terms of, like, the action that this game can provide is, like, it does need some polishing. But the gameplay in general is, like, good. The relationship aspect is neat, not my typical cup of tea, naturally.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Huh?
Kill it, boy!
Okay. Wow. Oh. Whoa. What is that? A fucking pile of garlic? Oop, I was really hoping that would get auto-aimed. Ow. Can we not just spam fire the gun, please? I want to give it another shot. I'll be honest with you, about as much as you like fire. Why am I still getting common weapon parts? Oh my god, like this is what I'm talking about, where like the game needs a bit of polish. Like the freaking vertical issue upon like stairs and slopes is a little tedious to deal with. Overall though, I do like the gameplay. I like the idea for variation of gameplay depending on what upgrade path you go. Like just RPGs like this are very enjoyable to me. Again, like the relationships between the communities is fascinating to me. I wish that it was a little bit more limited personally, because there's a lot of freaking dialogue in the game. But otherwise, again, like gameplay, it's very enjoyable. Story, like the general story is interesting. The detailed writing for the game, I don't think is that great. Like between the dialogue and the way the story is told. Well, the story is told in like a slow format, but that's mainly because of the way that I'm taking it. But you kind of have to in order to get all the hints and clues that you need for most scenarios. I don't know. I don't feel like the writing's that great, but the general story potential is. That's pretty much my standpoint on that. There are a lot of characters, not many memorable ones, I want to say, which is kind of sad. Oh dear, I need to be freaking level 20 on the mesmerize to get her. Oh my goodness, I want to see what that implies. Hello.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
You killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
So in the end, the accusation was true, wasn't it?
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway,
It's
I
not
have concluded my inquiries.
that was oh my god, like the correlation between dialogue is like
I see. Please excuse my
doesn't- it's
agitated
not-
state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
I must confess I have not put an end to the blackmail, my lady. Unfortunately, I could not bring myself to do it.
I'm so disappointed in you, Jonathan. I didn't expect this from you.
Lady Ashbury, you yourself admitted how ridiculous the sum of money was. I can assure you it was all used for charitable ends.
Well, you
people's
got full
personalities
surprises,
also
aren't you,
switch on a
Jonathan?
dime. We were
All right. Say I trust you.
disturbed to
still pay
start
the
out, now we're
ransom.
fine in this
That is only
conversation.
fair. After all, it was you who failed to bring this problem to a satisfactory conclusion.
I believe I could agree to that.
And since a lady always keeps her promises, I will now answer any questions you may have.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders.
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan.
I couldn't imagine why.
I take no pleasure in taking a life.
Why did you save me in the canning
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a Scowl?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
Thank God she didn't say, like, I'm 17, and 17 I am forever. Never really think about that in those freaking vampire romance scenarios, do ya? That most of the people in there aren't legally adults yet, did ya? Think about that when you're watching certain scenes. Freaking weird shows. I'm looking at you, CW.
But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
I think it was CW.
A lady has to have some.
It's definitely CW.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Okay.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
Okay.
Excuse my forwardness, but are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
You just said that they are an elder, implying that they have some form of experience on their hands, at minimum. Why do you think they're a fool? Are we not going to question whether they had a plan for this or not?
I don't understand.
And why us?
Was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
We seem to have done pretty fine figuring out our powers on our own, considering you haven't helped us or anything.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
No, instead it's giving them our blood.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
You sound like the process or the ritual for transformation is that difficult. It's probably an excruciating process, but the start of it doesn't seem that difficult to employ.
What we are.
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
So a vampire, just under a different name.
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
Every culture is different. Vampire's just a general word for undead bloodsucker, essentially.
How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
So we are a vampire. Why did you specify differently, though? Are you gonna list out what the other ones are? No? Okay, cool.
I've been
Cool.
away from
Alright.
London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I
Miscellaneous notes me to explain
Things
the
have
world.
gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
I feel like the overarching story is going to be very fascinating, or at least fairly enjoyable, and all the smaller stories are going to be fairly mundane.
What is it you
or
fear?
poorly told.
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
Very flowery language for
When I
nothing much
awoke,
told.
changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well trained.
Though I can't be certain. More than likely, it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society, and like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
A lot. You know how many people I've killed? I don't know if there's any citizens of London left except for in this hospital, honestly.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Yeah.
Immortals are of a rare breed.
No, they're
We often
not.
tend to hide, but you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Some? This is my issue with like this world though, is like how this game is made in the form of like RPG. It's just when you have respawning enemies and littering them so we can level up the way that we do and get resources, it really pushes the boundaries within like this world's supposed restrictions of having rare amounts of certain species. It really, again, like this is what I've been going over since the first part. It's
Do you know any of them?
there are so many vampire hunters. There are so many immortal creatures.
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed.
No, no, you're
Our
not.
progeny is almost never accidental.
Like again, like this is what I'm saying. It's like the way it keeps getting described does not match how it's portrayed via the gameplay itself, which is fair within the realms of an RPG. I'm not saying what the gameplay is wrong. I'm saying the story confines that the gameplay exists within does not match up. It doesn't work. Because again, like I've been going over since freaking part 1, this world seemingly looks like the entire world knows of vampires because half of it seems to be made of vampires and half of it's freaking hunters. But that's not the case because we've seen less people who don't know than do know. Not like that's not even like ones that will respawn, but that's just new enemies that we've come across. Like every like group of 3 idiots we've come across is more than the people that don't know.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember,
It's just realm breaking is what it is. Like it doesn't match the
Sounds
world.
like a lesson from experience.
Or at least like the view that we are
politics
given
are
of
as
it.
intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
Okay.
I bid you farewell. For now, my lady.
I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Okay, stamina, cool. Doesn't really do much for us. Ooh, hello. Oh, it only just adds 2 of that stuff? Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, again, we're pretty good on money so far, so why not?
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Skulls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
Brother. It seems to be very... Like, this at least, like, makes sense main story-wise as to why there's so many around then. Like, if that's the storyline, thank God that's the storyline. Because, again, like, this world is like, there's too many. But it also doesn't make sense in the realm of, like, you have had multiple people just come across others, and it seems odd. Like, there's so much blood, there's so much death. How have more people not been questioning what's been going on? How? Like, it's whew, questions that will not make sense.
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Aren't we in Europe?
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here, but it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
I may turn London into my realm.
I admit it did occur to me. Blood seems to be the common factor in all of this.
Shockingly enough, in the vampire game.
We're in uncharted territory here. Maybe it's just
No.
wishful thinking, but imagine the possibilities.
Morbius would like to sue
We'll
for a
discuss this
patent.
more later. Thank you for your time.
No,
Marvel
thank you,
sends their regards.
But as I said, I needed to talk to you.
Sony's crying in a corner.
I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
Crane
I'm
left.
afraid it's your sister.
Oh?
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
I guess he doesn't know.
I need to talk to you.
Please do.
So you manage a hospital financed by a vampire?
Yes, Pembroke was founded by Lady Ashbury. She's also our largest donor.
Wait, she founded it. Why do I feel like that was information that was said before and I just overlooked it? So is there no picture or anyone that's questioned why she has not aged? No?
A convenient yet expensive way to have a fresh supply of blood on hand, day and night, don't you think?
All vampires drink blood by nature. Me, I praise the lady's exemplary moral fiber.
Haven't we been told via the miscellaneous notes that people or vampires don't need blood for nourishment? They do it because they like the taste?
If I may inquire, how did you
Or is
meet
that
her?
faulty information?
Well, Jonathan, she sought me out and offered me the position. It's been a very profitable partnership for both parties.
Okay.
Nurse Crane will not be returning to Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, really? Did something happen? She seems such a very capable woman.
She was blackmailing Lady Ashbury. Thought she was murdering patients as some sick upper-class game.
Nurse Crane was playing a dangerous game. She's lucky Lady Ashbury abhors violence.
I feel like a lot of people in this game have like potentially two faces. I feel like you're just blissfully ignorant in your optimism.
Do you know anything about the vampire hunters in the East End?
We'll be ending soon, by the way.
Without a doubt, it's the Guard of Prewen. Zealots to the last man.
Where do they come from?
Once they shared the Brotherhood's ideology on non-intervention, but they concluded vampires were a scourge.
And
They're
as you can tell
definitely
around the
well
streets,
organized
they
and
may be right.
They're extremely dangerous and not to be trifled with. To them, you're a feral beast, and I, your accomplice.
And they're corpses, so it doesn't really matter.
We'll talk later.
Hope you don't mind me killing people, by the way, because I've already done it multiple times. Alright, so we shall see what we can upgrade, and then we'll call it a night. Yeah, my main issue right now is mainly dialogue. It's like with world details as opposed to like the world itself. Yeah, I can't really do anything right now. Okay. So we'll see what we can upgrade and... Ooh, hello. You trade the instant health gain for greater regeneration. Alright, and what's this? You trade more blood to heal yourself instantly and gain an additional boost on your health regeneration. Ooh, hello. Oh, that's not terribly phenomenal. 300 healing, so 500 overall, and 500 as opposed to instantaneously. So it's whether I just want it to be instant or not. And it's a 3-second cooldown, which isn't terrible, especially considering the stamina that is only used to dodge. 2,000. I really don't feel like we need that, honestly. I feel like we're doing fairly fine as is. I might boost this just for more damage, even though I feel like a lot of this might be better, honestly. Damage. Because I'm very, very... How about this? We'll go for stunning. That's what we'll go for. We'll go for stun damage. That's fine as is for right now. I don't really mind this because we were gonna go for blood gain. In which case, that requires quite a bit. We're doing fine on blood gain, specifically in relation to the ability to just tear through enemies, the way that we keep doing. Alright, so with that done there. Also, I'm not going to invest in any more, like, abilities outside the ones I currently have chosen because there's no reason to have multiple abilities besides just wasting blood or XP. So, if anything, when I want to change, I'll just reset at the cost of... Ooh! It went up. It was 250 before. Either way, we shall stick with this for now. Feudal police raids in Whitechapel as a tale. As of late, the rumors that surround Whitechapel are ripening into facts. In the last 3 months, the police have suspected the district of hosting what might be the heart of London's medicinal black market, but of course these suspicions will remain assumptions, for no task force or additional police presence has been sent to Whitechapel, no large drug stocks have been found, nor no crime lords arrested. This masquerade has only been planned as a desperate attempt to conceal the blatant incompetence of the London City Council's Board of Health. By giving the populace a cheap and easy victory while the epidemic spreads more and more each day. Worst of all, when you take time to review the most recent statistics, you discover that the district of Whitechapel is coping with the disease much better than other parts of the city. Is it a miracle, evidence of the activity of an illegal but efficient medical underground? More proof of the authorities' criminal incompetence? All I know is this: if a Londoner has a better chance to survive the epidemic by choosing to live in this godforsaken borough, I am ready to move to any cheap, flea-infested flat some shady landlord will agree to rent me right now. Oh, speaking of, I may have or may not have killed one. Okay, so merchants, impact of the economy, choice concerning community pillar have been reported by the press. Oh. Okay. That seems like a good thing, honestly. Or what I allowed seems to be fine for that end. Healthy. Oh, that's fascinating. Oh, I guess she was a pillar, so she actually didn't have a direct effect upon our group here. Cool. So yeah, everything worked out. For now. Nice. And that area is now stable, so cool. I guess the idea is you want to keep places stable, that way you can go there and get XP easier.
I have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
Again, so far, like, unless something narratively interesting happens, unless something narratively interesting happens with, like, at that funeral, I really do not understand why the character that we had to kill at the very beginning had to be our sister. Could it not have been just some random poor schmuck on the street?
I'd like to see you.
Because also, why was she out looking for us in that specific area? Why? Cool. Yeah, you have nothing of interest to me. Wow, 20. Yay, cool. That's useless to me. Alright, so we're gonna... kind of wish we had fast travel or not, if I'm in all honesty. Yeah, we'll call it here. I will be over in the other area by next part, where I will likely have another upgraded weapon. Ideally my stake, in which case I enjoy stunning enemies and recovering health from biting. We may just go full, like, bite mode, and just keep improving our weapon. Because honestly, like, the aggressive abilities don't seem that strong, and the ultimate's pretty cool, but honestly, primary combat seems to be fairly useful in this game, so I might just stick to it. Anyway, thank you all for stopping by. Thanks for sticking around. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one, where I may or may not kill a crane. I have no idea. About to pull a Tai Lung, just, you know. Finally, our fight will be legendary, except it won't. I'll just gnaw on her neck, and she'll be dead at my feet, and I'll be moving on. It'll be fine. I'm kind of curious what would have happened if I chose the other two options now. I'll figure it out after I get done with the game. Either way, I'll see you guys in the next one. Good night, everybody.